Hey guys, uh, I'm muting everyone. Just a moment. It runs away from me.
Anybody talking?
Okay, guys, since all of you are muted, so when I call on you, please unmute. So, Jen, would you like to start reading the English? Unmute, please. Jen, you're muted, please.
Are you talking to me or Jan?
No, to Jen. I'll call you later. I'll call you later.
Okay, industrialization in Eastern Europe brought millions of Jewish workers into the labor movement starting in the 1870s. Many joined the Allgemeiner Jiddischer Arbeiterbund in Leite, Polen und Russland, the General Jewish Workers' Union of Lithuania, Poland, and Russia that was founded in 1897 in Vilna. The mass immigration of Jewish workers to the U.S. led to the organization of Jewish labor unions beginning in the early 1880s.
Go on.
The Yiddish-speaking immigrants, Jacob Magetoff, Bernard Weinstein, Morris Hillquit, and Abe Cahan all joined the Socialist Labor Party in New York. In 1888, they organized the Vereinigte Jiddische Gewerkschaften, the United Hebrew Trades, modeled in the German-American Vereinigte Deutsche Gewerkschaften, the United German Trades, which supported their struggles. In 1922, the United Hebrew Trades represented 200,000, I guess,
Yes.
Jewish workers, not only cloak masters and dressmakers, but bakers, shop clerks, seltzer makers, and other trades.
Okay, thank you, Jen. Janet, continue, please.
The UHT organized strikes for decent working conditions, shorter hours, and better pay, and called for the establishment of unemployment insurance. It urged, that very timely, it urged newspapers and state commissions to investigate the factories and tenements. It founded the socialist newspaper Vorwärts and the communal self-help organization, the Arbeiterring, the Workmen's Circle. Kahan eventually became the editor-in-chief of the Vorwärts.
Go on, please.
A horrendous fire at the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory in New York on March 25, 1911, killed 146 workers. Most of them were young Jewish and Italian immigrant women who worked 12 hours a day. A huge street protest followed, with workers from the Vereinigte Jiddische Gewerkschaften taking the lead. The families sued the owners, who paid $75 for each victim.
Go on.
Anshel Shore wrote the words, and J.M. Rumshinsky wrote the music to the heartbreaking elegy Mamenyo, oder der Treue auf die Triangle Fire, Carbonus, Mamenyo, or lament for the victims of the Triangle Fire. Simon Pascal sings one stanza of the song.
Okay, thank you. So let's start with the Yiddish. Rinalea, can you read, please? You're muted. All of you are muted. So if I call on you, unmute.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Es reißt das Herz von der schrecklichen Plage. Raises the heart. Right?
Go on.
Okay.
You're muted again.
We can't hear her.
We can't hear you.
You can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can now.
Can you
So
not
start
hear
from
me?
the beginning. Yes, we can. Okay.
Hang on, just a minute.
Okay.
Can you not hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, should I go on or start again?
Start again. Start again.
Thank you. Es reißt das Herz von der schrecklichen Plage. Das Jiddisch Volk klagt und weint und brecht die Hand. Es brecht euch a Feier, oi in hellen Tag, und hunderter Arbeiter, sei werden verbrennt.
Okay. Can you translate it, please?
With a little help, probably. Let's see.
Okay. If you need help, Maurice, will you help her,
Okay,
please?
Thank you. Okay. Es reißt the hearts. It raises the hearts. It
tears the heart.
raised. Pardon me?
It tears the
Oh,
heart.
tear. Okay. The hearts of the terrible, is it plague? Would that be plug?
Well, it's a catastrophe. In this case, it's a
It's a-
catastrophe.
Terrible catastrophe. Oh, the Yiddish folk cry out and whine and Does Klug cry and Wein is cry?
Well, Klug in this case is mourns.
Ah,
In this case,
mourn and cry. And was meant brecht the hands, something with the hands and
means
ring,
they wring their hands.
wringing the hand. Thank
They
you.
wring their hands.
It bring the ringing is of the fire, about the fire of the.
There's brechtois, a fire breaks out.
Oh, okay. Brecht is ring and brecht is breaks out. It breaks out of fire. Oh, dark day.
No, hell is bright in
A bright. Wait.
bright
Oh,
day.
in bright day, in the brightness of day. Yes, thank you. And 100 workers, they were burnt.
Right. Good.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank
Maurice.
you. Thank you. Maurice, you want to add anything here?
No, that's fine. That's good.
Okay, thank you. So, Sandra, can you, but you are muted, so unmute.
Die was seinen von Feier antrennen, haben springedick sehr teut gefunden. Die morgue is full. May werd sheer dull. They amame klokt dort in der Stil.
Okay.
Those that were in the fire decimated.
Ran away from the fire.
Oh, those that were in the fire ran away.
No, those that ran away from the fire.
Oh, those that ran away from the fire were jumping
To their death.
their toit gefunden. We're jumping. I don't understand.
So in other
Maurice,
words,
can
they
you help her?
escaped from the fire, but they jumped out the windows and they met their death that way, found their death.
Oh,
Not from the fire, but from jumping out the windows.
okay. Those that jumped. Where's the word that says windows?
It's implied.
I see. Those that tried to run away from the windows, I said jumped out the window. The morgue is full. The county morgue is full. May bear cheer dull. The limit is reached. I guess I don't know what.
No,
These-
so
Considerable.
Dul is crazy from grief. People were becoming crazy from grief.
I see. With as a mother cries, Dort, there, you made it too big, I can't see it. Dort is there still, and oh, a mother cries, and there it is very quiet from her.
Well,
Grief.
she's mourning very quietly.
Okay, her grief has overtaken her.
Right.
Okay. Anything to add, Maurice?
No, that's fine. That's good.
Okay, so Isabel, can you? You're muted.
Okay. Oy vey.
What is
That-
שיעור דול? מברד שיעור דול.
Yeah,
What is שיעור דול?
It's crazy. People they're going crazy from the grief, from the spectacle.
Oh, okay.
Oy wie Kindern reißt sich bei die Hord, die Mammen. Soll
To leave.
Sleep.
ich
Sleep.
dem Stickel Bräut hat schrecklicher Tod. Geräubt mir mein
Einzig.
einzig?
Yeah.
Einzig? Oh, my einzig Kind. Yeah, my only child. My children. I'm not too grabbed by the hair. I don't
She's
get that.
pulling her hair out.
Okay, okay, her own hair. Yeah. To leave, I don't know that word.
Sulib
On
is
account of.
on account of a piece of
Okay.
bread.
Leave them stickel Brot in an account of a little piece of bread.
Yes.
Yeah, in other words, for
yeah,
the sake of earning a little piece of bread.
Yeah. Hat a schreckliche Tod. They had a horrible death trying to earn a little bit of bread. Geräubt mir mein einzig Kind. They robbed me of my only child.
Right.
Thank you, Isabel. Yes, Rafael?
Just a few things. One is the ending Kinden you and Mamen you. The new ending is a familiar and Zärtlichkeit. It's dear. So Kinden you, my dear child, and die Mamen you, the dear mother, is a way of translating that. Also, the last two lines, the subject of the sentence is tight, and the verb is geräubt. So the death robbed me of my only child for the sake of just a piece of bread.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Rafael. Elaine, yes?
Now, I just wanted to ask a question back up at the other verse. I didn't get my hand up quickly enough. Shiur dul, there was something about, it's insane, but it was something about limitless, without limit. With that shiur dul. I like they were crazy they went insane.
I think
totally insane without any, there was no limit to their insanity because of it.
I think here shiur dul means almost crazy. In other words, not literally crazy, but almost crazy.
Okay.
Okay, Isabel, I saw that you raised your hand. Isabel?
Yeah, the singer sings in his very highest register, so the vowels are not clear. Like Mamen sounds like Mamen.
Yeah.
So it's very unclear.
Okay, Beverly?
Well, it's important to know that the doors were locked, that
absolutely.
The bosses locked the door, not because of the fire, but before that, the conditions were so horrible for these girls. They couldn't even go out and have a break. I don't even think they had lunch. So that's why they had to jump. But also, I'm not sure of this, but after that, I think new laws came to protect them.
But Beverly?
Yes.
Beverly, also, as I recall, both of the owners were Jews.
Yeah.
And they kept the doors locked.
Correct.
And 146 young women, we've seen that everywhere. They were killed. They were Jewish and Italian young women.
Right.
And there's a very interesting, if people are interested in it, there's a very interesting description of what happened in the biography of Laura Z. Hobson, who also wrote Gentleman's Agreement. Her parents were socialists. And in fact, her father was a very early editor of the Forwards. And she describes in that book about how when this happened on March, whatever, in 1911, her parents, one of the things that people did who were socialists and who really cared, they put black shades on their houses. And so that they wanted everybody to know what had happened. Anyhow.
Wow. Very important.
Okay, thank you, Julia. Refoil and then Morty. Refoil?
Yeah, there are two different words, sheer, and sheer dull, almost crazy. That one is spelled without an ayin. So it should be shin, pintel yud, ayin, resh, just sheer without a vav.
Okay.
And that one is almost. The word shiur, which is of course a Hebrew word, means limit, but it's not the word here. It's
No.
shiur.
Right.
Yeah, it's easy to confuse the two. I had to look this one up just now to be sure. By the way,
Right.
speaking of literature, everyone should read Sholem Asch's book, East River, which has been translated into English, and it talks about the triangle fire, among many other things.
So, Rafael, are
you.
you saying that this is the wrong spelling of that word?
Right.
Yeah, it should be Shin Yud Pintel Yud Ayin Resh.
That's
Right.
probably why I got the wrong. Okay.
Right. Well, it sounds the same. So
Although I
right.
translated, I had two translations in my head. One was nearly insane, and one was insane without limits, and that's why I asked.
Right here it's nearly insane.
Nearly, I got it. Got it.
Insane.
Got it.
Mad with grief.
Okay, Morty, yes?
Yes, thank you. I think shiur is also a word in Hebrew that means lesson.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, going back to the triangle fire. Yes, the locked doors were not only a custom for that specific sweatshop. It was a general condition in every sweatshop almost. And I wanted to mention that it was then, but it's been going on until today, not in the US and Canada, Western Europe, but about a year ago, I believe, in Bangladesh, there was a huge fire also in a sweatshop where more than 100 people got killed exactly because the doors were locked in that place.
Okay, thank you, Morty. Okay, Elaine, can you continue reading?
Okay, where are we?
It's on the screen.
Toit licht mein. Okay, Toit licht mein Mädele. Tachrichem onstort a chuppah kleidele. My little girl lies dead, a shroud instead of a wedding dress. Wie is meine Jor? They is meine Jor, a kind von 16 Jor. Oi, Mame, they is mir. Woe is my year. A 16-year-old child, oh mama, woe is to me. I gotta tell you, this song, these lyrics just wrenched my heart. I really was almost brought to tears. I've never read, a song about. I guess maybe I never read a song about the triangle, fire, but this was heart-wrenching to me.
Okay.
Do you want me to continue?
Okay. Yes, please.
Oi weh, kinden you, reißt sich bei die Hor, die Mammen you. Oh, oi weh, dear child, or dear children, your dear mothers are ripping out their hair. To leave them stickelbroit hot a schrecklicher Teut. For the sake of a piece of bread, they had a terrible death. A terrible death robbed me of my only child. Toit licht mein Mädele, my little girl lies dead. Tachrichim onstort, chuppah kleidele, shrouds instead of a little wedding dress. Ve is meine Jor, woe is my year. A kind von 16 Jor, a 16-year-old girl, a child. Oi mama, ve is mir, ve. Oi mama, woe is me, woe, ve. I don't know. Ve. There's to me, there's oi ve doesn't have a translation. It's just oi ve. It does.
Okay.
Me doesn't.
Thank you. Thank you, Elaine. Yes, Bob. Bob?
It's coincidental again. I don't know whether Morris knew this, but on October 11th, which is like a week from now, anyone in New York who's interested, there's going to be an unveiling, 12 years later, of a memorial to the victims of this fire in Lower Manhattan. So I don't know. It's I know nothing about it or who organized it or who's paid for it or under what auspices, but there will be a memorial unveiled to the victims of this awful catastrophe.
Probably it's the workers' circle. What was originally the workmen's circle is doing it.
Right. Yeah, okay. I don't know if they were paying for it or what, but certainly they're behind it for sure.
Yeah, probably if you go on their website, it'll probably tell you what it is.
Right.
It was March, I thought, when this actually took place.
Yeah, it
March.
says here 26 March, and it's the working circles. I just checked. It's from the worker circle.
Yeah.
Okay, Elaine?
Okay, I'm just curious, see the 175 workers?
146.
146.
I know,
it
but
says
it says
1,
175, that's what I'm asking.
123 women and 23 men.
Okay, that's probably the first
Edition.
the first edition. So afterwards they corrected the number. So yeah.
Nina.
Yes.
I just want to point out, while we have the picture of the Forvitz, because the Jewish unions modeled themselves on the German unions, the Deutsche Gewerkschaft, and this is the Yiddish Gewerkschaft, and you notice that on the front page of the Forvitz, at the top of the page in the masthead, it says forward, and it's in German, Vorwärts, which is the German word for that because it was modeled after the German socialist newspaper, the Vorwärts.
Yeah. Later they lost it.
Right, but in those days they were strong supporters of the unions.
Mm-hmm.
What is the last word in the title? Der Morg is full mim.
Mit unsere Carbonis, with our victims.
Say the word.
Carbonis.
Carbonis.
Okay. It's victims. Okay, guys, let's listen to it once again.
Could you put the script on? The year's letters? I can't get this.
עכשיו הכי bekleideler. Is meine Jünger, a Kind bin 16 Jahre. Oi, Mama, Mama, wer ist mir? Oi, wer Kind in Jung, reise bei die Huer, die Mama in Jung. Lieb dem Stückli Bräut, was a schrecklicher Teut, der raubt mir mein einzig Kind. Heut liegt beim Mädel, da krieg im Stab, ach ich bekleidet. Wer ist meine Jünger? A Kind bin 16 Jahre. Oi, Mama, Mama, wer ist mir weg?
Okay, any comments, anything to add to what we heard before we move on to the story? Okay.
A
Thank
funny,
you.
a
Yeah.
funny comment. Thanks. A funny comment. Thanks to.
Trying to unmute. Was he a cancer? He had.
Just a moment. Morty and then Bonnie.
Yeah. A comment. Thank you to Marif. The name of the factory in Bangladesh was called Hashem.
Oh my God.
Okay. Okay, Bonnie, yes.
The singer, was he a cantor? I mean, he had that cantorial sound to his voice. Does anyone know?
It could be. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
He certainly sang it with all of his heart.
Yeah.
That's why it was so important to have unions in those days to help protect the workers.
Why it's still important.
So important.
Okay, Alvin, but unmute yourself.
You'll notice that that the line that begins with 175, the last word is factory. This is
Yiddish.
American Yiddish.
Yiddish, right.
Yeah,
The Forvitz had a lot of Yiddish, and if you know about the linguist Mordechai Schechter, whose daughters wrote dictionaries and so on, he was militantly against Yiddish, and he would lead protests in front of the Forvitz saying, "Get rid of the English."
Okay, any other comments before we move on? Okay, all is quiet. So let's go back to Bella Chagall and the building of the sukkah. So just let me see. Okay.
Oh, here it is. Thank you.
Hey guys, it's raining in Houston.
Yeah.
This is a
Susan.
big deal. A very
Susan,
big
yeah.
deal.
Susan, what did you want? Susan. You're muted, Susan.
If I can have a minute to tell a Houston Sukkot story.
Oh, okay, of course you can.
And this goes back to when my kids were little, and at the time they were fixing the main road in Houston from, the southwest to go downtown, and my kids, my son Daniel was about 6 and learning to read. We were sitting in the car, and there was a lot of work being done on the roads and a lot of signs. We're sorry for the trouble. Excuse the mess. They were working on the road. And as we're riding, Daniel was just learning to read, said, "Mom, look at that, how sweet." And I looked at the signs. I couldn't see anything. I said, "Daniel, what do you mean? Look what it says. We are working for your sukkahs."
That's great.
Okay. Okay, so let's start reading. Until now, we are just, she's describing how they're building the sukkah, what they're putting on, and the four minim. So let's continue with this. Mariv, that's your.
Yeah, so just context, they had just been called in the house to take a look at the lulav, okay?
Yes.
So, gib mir a tresel ton dem lulav, bet ich sag bei die Brüder. Let me
Sich,
have a
sich.
shake, huh?
Beit ich sich.
Bei der Brich?
Sich.
Beit ich sich.
Sich.
Beit ich, oh, sich, not zak, okay.
Right.
Yes.
Sorry, okay. Let me have a shake of the lulav, I was asking my brothers. Noch vor dem Taten, even before the father? Kvil nor zen, see, Eier is a lebediker. I only want to see if it is a live one. Der lulav schockelt sich in meine Hand. Ich tresel sich mit ihm in Einem. The
Einem.
lulav, huh?
Einem.
In Einem. The lulav is shaking in my hands. I am shaking together with it. Blost auf sich allein a Vinkl. He blows on it a wind. That his brother, the brother blows on it a wind. Mir dach sich, ich bin in Eretz Yisrael unter a schokeldicker palmboim. It seems to me we are in Eretz Yisrael under a shaking or rustling palm tree. What a lovely image. Wie is gekommen her de lulav? How did the lulav come to here? Abrashka, wie meinst du? Abrashka, what do you think? Steh ich zu mein Bruder. I appeal to or entreat my brother. Is there lulav aher gekommen gleich von Eretz Yisrael? Did the lulav come here straight from Eretz Israel? Was tragst du is dorten gewesen? What do you think it was there? A boing, a zwig, a tree or a branch? Was me hot abgerissen von a boing, which they ripped from a tree? Wer hat ihm acher rüber gebracht? Who brought it over here? Was ist heint? Pesach? Was die Freds Kachas? What is it today? Pesach that you're asking, the big questions, the Kachas?
Thank you, Mary.
I love it.
Thanks. Okay. Bob, would you like to continue? Der Bruder.
Oh, that's a tough act to follow. She was great.
Well, she had two.
I'm not a natural. I'm getting a lot of wonderful help.
So was it?
She had 2 weeks to prepare.
And two very advanced people helped me. So
Der Bruder weiß allein nicht. Will sich ausdrehen von mir. The brother himself didn't know. He was trying to escape, get out from it, or get out from me. Ich mein, sagt der Lulav hat sich allein gerissen von der Erde. Well, listen, I think,
Yes.
I think he said that the lulav had just grown up or come up from the earth. Ihm hat sich verwollt a gucktun, was was tut sich auf der Welt. He wanted to take a look at what was going around in the world, or
Yes,
was
exactly.
happening.
Yeah.
Maurice, help.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
it.
Oh,
That's
okay.
correct.
Oh, okay. Is Antlaufen von der Heim und in ein Nacht. He ran away from home one night. Stilt ein der Bruder sein Cole, said the brother in his, I guess, quiet voice. He said,
hushed his voice. He hushed his voice. The brother
dropped his
hushed
voice. He dropped his voice. Wie wollte sich allein der Strecken. Like he wanted to scare me, or
No, like he himself.
like he was scared.
Himself.
Like he
Got
was
scared.
In a Nacht is ausgewachsen Otto, bei uns Eufen Fenster.
Fenster.
Yeah, Fenster. Let's see. You wonder in one night it grew up right there by our window.
He's pulling her leg, no?
Huh?
But he showed up.
Like Jack and the Beanstalk, maybe.
Yeah.
Right?
He showed up in the
Yes.
window.
He showed up.
It
Yeah.
showed. So let me ask a question here. I was reading by uns Eufen Fenster. Why does Eufen come after uns? Or what does
Ayuns is at our house. Eufen Fenster is at the window.
At the window. On the window.
Oh, by
Just
us
popped up
out the
at our
window.
house,
Oh, outside
at the
the window.
window.
Oh, so
No.
by I was thinking by okay. I see it. Eufen.
Okay.
I quit. Quit
Can
while
I
I'm ahead.
Okay.
Can I ask
Okay.
can I ask a
Okay.
question
Elaine.
about wie wollte sich allein der Schrecken? Can you translate that?
Yeah. Like he himself got scared.
Oh, he ran away as if he himself got
No. The brother
Lulav.
is hushing his voice. Like he himself got scared.
Oh, okay.
He's telling her, how do you say?
Okay, got it.
He's pulling her leg, so he's doing
Got
right,
it.
you know.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
doing the
Yeah,
side
okay.
effects. Yeah.
He's trying to-
Rafael?
Okay.
Yeah,
thank you.
the heir continually here refers to the lulav, not to the
Yeah.
brother.
That's
Yes.
right.
In many
Mhm.
places. So what the brother is saying is the lulav pulled itself out of the ground, wanted to see what happens in the world, ran away from home, and one night appeared right under our
Appeared.
window. That's all about the lulav.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mhm. Okay. Thank you. Susan, will you continue?
Ich wollte ihm bleiben, nur ich will nicht. Soll sein allemal gerecht. I could have believed him, but I didn't want to, and I didn't want him to always be right.
Okay, go on.
Man hat doch ihm erst gebracht von Schul. We just brought him from Schul. Talking about the lulav. Der Monich sich, I remind myself. Und wuss wirst du suchen, als man hat dem Lulav eingewickelt in Streu. And what would you have said if the lulav had been covered with straw? Ihm eingepackt in a großen, hilzenem Kasten, if it had been covered with straw and packed up in a big wooden chest.
I don't think he's saying and if it had, remember they were talking earlier in the story how they were down at the train station and they saw the things being unwrapped.
Mm-hmm.
So he's saying, what are you going to say when, you know, we saw that the lulav was wrapped in straw and packed in a big wooden box? We saw it.
Oh,
No?
okay. If we told you that we saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Ich hab gesehen auf der Bahn viert min azoi a ribbe schoire. And that's what I saw, that on the train, that's how they wrapped up merchandise.
No, they
No,
carry
they're-
merchandise.
They're carrying, they're transporting
Feared
merchandise.
means carrying, taking.
Oh,
away.
that's how they carried merchandise.
Transporting.
Transporting merchandise, yes.
And what is the last word?
Spoiler.
Merchandise, things to sell.
Thanks.
I gay der lulav werd voeren in einem mit alle Trefe. Schoires, you mean the lulav will travel together with all the other treif merchandise? Der Rebbe wollte der schein gegeben a patz. The rabbi would have given you a smack. Wie du redst wegen dem lulav, the way you're talking about the lulav. Und sei, verwus is azoi frisch und green. And look, how come it's so fresh and green?
No.
Wollte sich doch gedarft der Sticken in sein Kasten. They would have had to suffocate in the box. Ich geb noch amul a tap dem lulav. I touch the lulav again. Seine dünne, glatte Blätter zittern auf. Its thin green leaves shake. Wie lange Strunes von an ungerührte harf, like the long strings of a harp that you've touched. Wart lulav, trace ich him. Wait, lulav, I comfort him. Ot bald wird kommen der Tate, soon father will come. Wird dich nehmen in die hand, he'll take you in his hands. Wird machen auf der Brocha, he'll make a blessing on you. Wird nicht sein dir azoi kalt und fremd bei uns. You won't feel so cold and lonely here by us. And wo is der Esrog? And what about the Esrog?
Okay, thank you, Susan. Thank you. Brenda, can you go on? Brenda?
Okay, Hashem Dank.
Geiler. Ja, der Geiler.
Der Geled Etrag, a grobe, a groise, hat sich voneinander gelegt via Pharaoh auf a
Pare.
Fade.
Pare.
Okay, Fade.
Pare.
Pare.
Pade.
Pare.
Entschuldig. Yup. A Pade auf I wrote this out here. Neuchten.
Weichen.
I can't read my own writing. Weichen gelege in der Mitten von der silberne Zucker Pushke. So the yellow etrog, plump and big, it sprawled itself like a pharaoh on a soft bed in the middle from the silver box. Anstatt dem Zucker, instead of the sugar. Was mehr hot.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Go on, I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll start there. Anstatt dem Zucker was mehr hot, rausgenommen schmeckt von dem Etrag. So they took the etrog and they took out the sugar was that had been it was removed, but it still smelled, and now it smelled from the etrog.
Esrog.
Yeah, esrog. V a Kaiser allein, like an only Kaiser, an emperor. Okay. Von wannen hat genommen? What did he take it from? Ot geht schon der Tate in Stuberein. Now, the father goes right now into the house. Die Brüder hinter ihm. The brothers come after him. Shall I go more? Oh, let me finish here. Come, lo mir gehen benchen lulav. Come, let us pray with the lulav, over the lulav. Ich habe Frage.
Let us bless.
Bless the lulav.
Not pray.
So
Bless.
bench is bless and broche is blessing.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Praying is davening.
Okay, so was is the Andish division benchen or the broche?
Broche refers to one blessing, and benching refers to the act of doing a blessing, of saying a blessing.
Okay, dank.
Okay, thank you, Brenda. Luisa, can you read? Der Tate?
I'll try, thank you.
Okay.
Der Tate Dita worf a Blick auf dem Lulav, auf dem Etrog. The father gives a throw, is it? Throws? I don't know what Blick means on the Lulav.
Takes a look.
Takes a look at the Lulav and at the auf dem Etrog, at the Esrog. Nimmt dem Esrog von sein Geleger Arois und legt ihm zum Lulav. So he takes the Etrog from its, would it be place? What's Geleger?
Geleger means bed.
Bed, from his bed.
From his bed, and he puts it by the Lulag. They tulien sich eins zum anderen. They, help me there, please.
Get together.
Tulien is to cuddle. To cuddle.
They embrace.
Okay,
Embrace,
thank you.
cuddle.
They embrace one against the other. They seien doch von ein Land. Both of them come from one
country.
Yeah.
They
found each other.
Yeah.
This is so charming.
Yeah,
Really, this is beautiful.
It is.
Go on.
It's almost childlike, but it's just still darling.
Very beautiful. Very beautiful.
It is like a child is writing it. She's writing it from the
point of view of a child.
The child is viewing all this. Is really darling.
Yeah, it is. Und der Tate mit herabgeloste Augen, mit der Broche auf Hakol, wie wollt schweren a Schwue, geht sie dem Lulav und der Heich, in der Heich, lost ihm herab, legt ihm zum Herzen, nimmt ihm ab, tut ihm a Schockel in ein Seite, in der anderer.
Okay, that was a long one.
And typical Yiddish sentence. And the father with Arobgeloste, with his eyes, how do we translate Arobgeloste?
Eyes down.
Eyes down.
Eyes down.
Downcast, downcast.
Downcast, okay, thank you. With prayer on his voice.
Yes.
Out loud.
Loud.
Out loud.
Out loud.
As if he would swear a curse.
No.
Not a curse.
An oath.
No.
Oath.
An oath. Okay, as if he would swear an oath. Thank you. Gitatsidem lulav looks at the lulav, right?
No, get at sea. He pulls him up. He lifts him up.
Lifts the lulav high, right? Lost him, he leaves it down, so he takes it up and then moves it down. Moves it down. Leit him zu zum Herzen, puts it on the, it makes it lie on the earth.
Puts it next to his heart.
On his heart.
Ah, heart, you're right. He puts it close to his heart. Nehmt him up, lifts it again, right? Nehmt him up.
Yeah.
Tut him a shokel in inside. That would, I don't know, a shokel.
Shakes it to one side.
Shakes it to one side, then to the other in der anderer.
Right.
Okay, so he took it up, down, and one side and the other side.
And back. If there's a
Der lulav beigt sich. The lulav asks, is it?
No, beigt sich.
Bends down. Bends.
Oh, bends. Treiselt sich. I would say something similar. What is it?
Shakes.
Shakes.
Or you could say trembled also.
Okay, treiselt, tremble. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sein Kopf schockelt. Sein Kopf schockelt sich. Its head is
shaking.
Shaken. Seine lange Blätter ziehen sich wie allein Eis in bettendicke Hand. And its long leaves move as, let's see, ziehen sich wie allein, as if they were alone in bettendicke Hand, in supplicating hands.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, pleading or entreating.
Pleading.
Supplicating is a good word.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Luisa. Bob, I saw that you.
Thank you for
raised
your
your
help.
hand.
Yeah, so we know that she was pretty old when she wrote this memoir, and presumably she had not used Yiddish for decades until she wrote this, and she decided, because it was about her childhood and about growing up, I guess, in a Hasidic home, that she would use her that language that she used as a child in order to write the memoir, rather than, I guess, French, which probably at that point was her basic language. So my question is beautiful. I'm wondering, though, people who know Yiddish, whether this feels like more like a child or a young person Yiddish exposition narrative, rather than maybe an adult's use of the language. I have no idea. To me, I'm just struggling with it along, but it feels like I can read it and understand it, where some of the other adult Yiddish I've been reading, I can't.
Yeah, this was
like
much more understandable.
I had the same exact.
Yeah,
reaction.
I'm pretty excited that I was able to understand more than usual.
Because it seems like very easy Yiddish.
But maybe it is so because it's written from a viewpoint of a child. So that's why she's not using too many difficult words. Marty, what do you think?
Yeah, first two things. One technical. The description of how the father does the benching with the lulav is very interesting, except that she forgot to mention that in addition to what she's doing, the lulav should go back and then the front. So it's 6 movements. Really. Right. Now, as to the writing, yes, I think that the writing is very clear, very simple, but the ideas presented here are presented from the point of view of an adult, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. The insight that is presented is not from a little child.
Right,
It's from an
very
adult
good.
person that
Yeah.
Yeah,
understands what's going on.
so someone just wrote that the writing is simple, but the imagery is sophisticated.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Okay,
combination.
thanks, Luisa.
Yeah, to me, it's as if actually, as if a child is discovering the world. It's very poetic in that regard, but I see the point of view of the child in the way she's writing, and beautiful, as if we learn things from the beginning through this way of looking at
Yeah.
this.
Can I ask, there was the word pleading and I wasn't, or that was the translation. Can you just point that out? Where
Yeah,
that was?
Bettendicke.
Bettendicke.
Bettendicke, yeah.
Thank you.
Bettendicke. Okay, let's go on, Marsha.
Und wie der Tate stellt sich ab, kleibt der Lulav gleich zu Nauf, sein aufgezitteren Guf. And wherever the father is standing, the lulav comes and kleibt der Lulav gleich, and the gathering of the lulav together, sein shivering or trembling like a body becomes like a body. The goof is a body. Nu willst du Benchen Lulav? Nu, do you want to say the blessing for the Lulav? Gut. Der Tate im über das älteren Bruder. The father.
Git der Tate ihm. Git der Tate ihm.
Git der Tate.
The Tate, I didn't get that. The Tate gives the
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The älteren Bruder. Der Lulav geht rüber, der Lulav geht rüber von Hand zu Hand. The Lulav goes over from hand to hand. Alle 6 Brüder haben sich angeworfen auf ihm. All the 6 brothers threw in, angeworfen is like a hodgepodge, a jumble mess. Der Lulav gate, I said that already. Where am I? The Lulav.
Reislen.
Oh, Treißeln brechen ihm, stechen sich mit ihm wie mit a Schwert. The Treißeln shaking and breaking him and getting stuck with it like with a sword. Kum, and it becomes a lebedike. Kum a lebedike.
Koim a lebedike.
Koim.
What does that mean, Koim?
Barely.
Barely alive.
Oh, barely a lebediken?
Barely alive.
Barely alive.
Stellt man das Lulav zurück und nieder offen Fenster. It stellt sich, they're putting it back down under the window.
By the window.
Offen Fenster, the window. Der fertige Zucker steht und wart einen ganzen Tag. Wenn wird man schon zu ihr rein. The finished sukkah is waiting a whole day. When will they come to her? When will they come into her?
Thank you, Marsha. Thanks. Susan, yes?
It's a beautiful literary touch, how she makes the plants and the sukkah come alive as active beings. They're not just a plant that's lying there or a sukkah, somebody made it. The sukkah is wondering when you're going to use it. And the esrog and the lulav have feelings. It's very beautiful.
Okay, yes, thank you. Morty, go on.
Ja. Vor dem Tag hat sie sich umgesappt mit Schach, ausgetrinkt die Wand, getrinkt die feuchte Erde unter die Fies. Before this day, she dried the schach, dried the walls, and dried the wet ground under the feet. Zum Abend tun nun der Tate mit den Brüdern sehr Monteln, wie sie wollten sich geklieben, weggehen von der Heim. In the evening, the father and the brothers put on their coats as if they were going away from home. They gehen essen Vechere in the sukkah. They are going to have dinner at the sukkah.
What's Vechere?
Dinner.
Dinner.
Dinner. Nicht die Mame, nicht ich, nicht die Kechen gehen nahin arein. Neither the mother, nor I, nor the cook go into it. A viele dem Tatens Kiddisch haben mir salberdreht ausgehört bei der Tier von der Sukkah. Even the father's Kiddish that we barely hear from the door of the Sukkah. In dus Essen der langt men in Sukkah durch a Fenster. And the food is brought into the Sukkah, is given into the Sukkah through a small window, vidorech a loch arein, as if through a hole, ein teller noch an anderen, one plate after the other. The breeder kennen meinen, as the tellerlech mit the Essen kommen sie gleich von Himmel herab. Others may think as if the plates with the food come directly from heaven down. Geben sie gar nicht a Tracht wegen uns. They don't even give a thought about us. Wo seinen übergeblieben allein in Stieb, that we had to stay alone in the house. In the Stub is cold. In the house it's cold. Sie ist wie a Puste, wie ein Tier und Fenster. She is empty, as if without doors or without a door or a window. Wir sitzen salbenard and mit der Mammen in Essen und Hanoi. We sit salbenard alone, with a mother, and eat without pleasure.
Right.
Mame, farwus sind nur mir allein übergeblieben, du mit die Diensten. Mother, why have we been left alone here with the maids? Wie mir wollten allein gewähnt Diensten, as if we alone were maids. Wus is dus for a yontif, mame? What kind of a holiday is this, mother?
Okay, thank you, Morty. And now a question.
So were the father and the men?
Why aren't they in the sukkah as well?
Because the father and the men apparently are in the sukkah.
Yeah, because only the men are, you see, only the men are obliged to do the mitzvot, and so only they do them. According to traditional Jewish law, only the people who are obliged to do a mitzvah have the right to do it.
He'll be
Yeah,
out.
but if, yeah, Sandra?
Not like today. Today, all the women sit in the sukkah.
Not only in the sukkah, they sit together at shul, they have aliyot. Times have changed.
Times have changed exceedingly. Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, what Sandy said, I know the women are called into the sukkah too, because I went to a conservative synagogue and that's what they were doing. But I see that the Orthodox too.
No.
So that's interesting.
All the Orthodox, the women sit in the sukkah.
But with the Orthodox, women still also sit in the sukkah?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if in all the Orthodox, I don't think in the Haredi.
Maybe. Listen,
but in the majority of the shuls, even in the Orthodox, they sit together.
We have a lot of Haredim in our family. They all sit in the sukkah. The women and the men sit in the sukkah. They sit together with their husbands and their children. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So things has changed.
Yeah.
Okay. Rafael, can you continue?
Yeah, let me just point out, yeah, we had earlier the word zalbedrit. The zalba means something like together. So zalbedrit before means the three of us. And here we had zalbenand, which is the two of us. So apparently the writer is the only daughter of the family. There are a lot of brothers, but she and her mother are together in the house now with the kechen, the cook. Okay. Ich stehe nicht ab von ihr. I do not depart from it. And ihr is most likely referring now to the question or to the mother.
Yeah, she doesn't give up on pestering the mother with questions.
Pestering her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was essen sie besonder? Why are they eating by themselves? Ach, Kindichke, sie seien doch Mannspielen. Oh, dear child, they are, of course, men, male. Schlingt die Mama allein Tick arop, ihr kalten Bissen Fleisch. Mother herself swallows unhappily her little bit of cold meat.
I don't understand that at all.
Oh, she's eating. They're all eating. Yeah. But she's what she has is kind of leftovers. It's cold and she's unhappy. And so she just says, oh, that's because they're the men folk, she says, as she is swallowing her bit of food. Okay.
What is schlingt?
Schlingen is to swallow.
Wow.
And by the way, notice we were talking earlier about the level of language. Almost every verb here has got an adverbial complement. It's very literary that way. It's more the way one writes than the way one speaks. You notice here we've got schlingt, but the adverbial complement arop. So the verb is arop schlingen. And practically every verb here has got an adverbial complement.
The food is cold because they serve the men first. By the time the women sit down, the food is cold.
Exactly.
That's right.
Plötzlich wird der Tummel in Kirch. Suddenly, there's a commotion in the kitchen. Die Diensten laufen hin und krieg von Häuf in Stube rein. The servants are running back and forth from the courtyard, which is where the sukkah is standing, into the house. Balabusta, Satsachan Geheibener Regen. Balabusta, referring to the mother here. Woman of the house, it's starting to rain. Trag sie gleich herein das ganze Essen. Sie sollen können Gicher abbenchen. So bring out to them immediately all of their food so that they can quickly finish and recite the blessing after the meal. Vertummelt sich euch die Mama. The mother says with vertummelt.
She's upset.
Upset, yeah, very good, very good.
Distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first night of Sukkot, it's important to actually have a meal in the sukkah. The rest of the nights, if it's raining, okay, you come inside or you don't even go out. But the first night, you really want to at least make the motzi and at least do a little bit of the benching.
Right.
And this is,
Just a
looks
moment,
like the first
Rafael,
night.
before you continue. Barbara, yes.
Yes, and with regard to this issue, I thought it was so interesting. So I looked it up a little bit, and there are certain foods that must be eaten in the sukkah. And consequently, you have the benching that's must occur with them. So, for instance, bread like the challah, that has to be eaten in the sukkah. In other words, you just can't remove it and go back into the house. There are certain foods that must be consumed in the sukkah.
You
and I
mean
just
like
wanna,
finished? They have to finish eating them, is what you're saying.
yeah, but certain
no.
like mezonot, does not have to be eaten in the sukkah. Those are cookies, things of that nature. And I just want to remark that this weekend I was invited to the sukkah of the Orthodox rabbi, and it was before dinner time. It was in the afternoon, and I found it very interesting that popcorn and candies and cut up fresh fruit were there, because it was not required then that you had to say the certain blessings of sitting in the sukkah and saying blessings over the foods because of those particular items. So that's what I wanted to just bring that out.
You didn't have to say the blessing over the bread.
Thank you, Morty.
Yes, just following up for one on what Barbara says. First of all, if you don't eat bread, you don't have to wash your hands. But there are two things that have to be done. One is you have to do the bracha of sitting in the sukkah, and that's a requirement. Lashevet batzukah. And the second, when it says upbenching, as Refuel said, the upbenching refers to Birkat Hamazon,
right?
Because that's what you call benching after meals. It's not a brocha, it's benching. So it's Birkat Hamazon that is done after the meal, that she is asking for them to hurry.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys. Rafael, continue. Ich bin zufrieden.
Ich bin zufrieden, was regnet inmitten der Wäscherei. I am satisfied, I'm happy that it's raining right in the middle of dinner. For uns, mit der Mamen, is der Yontif azoi umetek. For us, with mother, the Yontif is so sorrowful. Mitamol, a trask, a duner. Suddenly there's a thunder, a loud noise. Ich guck durch ein Fenster, so hat sich nicht schotten die Sukkah. I look through the window to see whether the sukkah hasn't fallen apart. Sie vergisst sich mit Wasser. It is dripping with water. In ein Rege hat sich das Schach durchgewegt. In a single moment, the schach, the covering of the sukkah, is soaked through. Geworden flach und moger. It's become flat and thin. Es rinnt in der sukkah auf den Tisch. Water is pouring into the sukkah, onto the table. Es rinnt von dem schach, es rinnt von die Wand. The water is dripping from the schach and dripping from the walls. Die Diensten laufen herum mit übergedeckte Teller in die Hand. The servants are running about with covered plates, serving plates in their hands. Der Regen klappt über die Teller, wie wollt sie wollen aufdecken. The rain is pounding on the plates as if it wanted to uncover them.
Okay, thank you, Rafael. What a description, amazing.
Right.
Okay, Beverly, can you continue? Beverly, are you there? No, she is not there. I don't see Beverly. Okay, David.
Ja.
David.
Guten Morgen. In Reich von dem Regen, der hört sich dem Tatens Benchen. In the noise of the rain, amid the noise of the rain, one hears father's benchen, blessings. Die Brüder gleiche Stimmen trugen sich in dem Regen rein. The brothers, the higher pitched voices, I guess, stand out in the rain. Nun, eine noch die andere mit ungestellter Kolben. And one after the other with their
turned up
collars. Leifen zij von der Sukkah areis, and they ran out of the Sukkah. Wir gucken sie an, we look at them. Wie men wollte sie lang nicht gesehen, as if one hadn't seen them in a long time. They were not seen for a long time. They fallen in Stube rein. They fall into or jump into the house. Ungekommene von an anderer Welt, like new arrivals from another world. Leifen der Gezoi die Porteg. These few days this run by. This is how these few days run by. Net men showing in ganzen die Sukkah voneinander. And net men showing in ganzen die Sukkah voneinander. One takes what do you if not takes
the Sukkah apart. They took it apart.
Net man showing in ganzen. One takes the voneinander. One takes the Sukkah apart. Yeah, Adan. Man schleppt reis a Brett noch a Brett. One carries a board after a board, and the vent fallen rein. The walls fall down. I guess fall together. Der Schrak fällt erop, falls down. Zerkriegt sich unter die Fies. It, I guess it all
crunches.
Yes, it's all crunches. I guess under your feet. Der Hof wird voll mit Steckelach. Their courtyard, the ground, the grass, it becomes full with the Steckelach or the
little branches.
I guess little branches.
Twigs.
Twigs. I don't know the difference between the vent fallen ein.
Those are just the walls.
They fall down. Yeah, they fall.
Well, I guess they fall down. There's two different ways of saying that they're falling down.
Crash in. I'm not sure how to.
Yeah. Die Sukkah verschwindet. Wie kein Mal nicht gewesen. The Sukkah has disappeared as if it was never there. The Lulav nennt man von Fenster Arlo. And we take the lulav out down from the window.
Okay, thank you, thank you, David. So, guys, we have this. We ran out of time, and we have this thing. So, should we finish it next time? What do you say?
Yeah.
Minute. Do you know if this has been translated into English? Just offhand.
Yes, I sent you the translation.
Oh, fabulous.
I sent you the book with the translation. Check
I'm
your
so
email.
happy because I want to bring this next year to my friends who we were in the sukkah and it rained and we had a whole thing and it's really funny. Actually, maybe I'll just send it to her. Oh, she would love
so
it.
I sent you the translation of the book. You can find it also at the Yiddish Book Center. You can even find it on Amazon.
Oh my gosh. But you're going to be sending it to all of us?
I sent you.
Oh, to me. Thank you.
I sent to all of you. I will resend it to you again.
Yeah, Shannon Donk.
Okay. Louise, it's okay. So guys, we are going to stop here and finish it next time. But I see that
this is fabulous.
We have people to raise their hand. Louisa and then Morty. Louisa.
Yeah. I have a question on that word, the two words on the second line of that last page that we were reading. Mit ongestellte Kolners. What is Kolners?
Kellners,
Colors.
צווארונים.
Colors.
Colors, צווארון.
Dollars.
Collars, okay.
Which word? What was the word?
Angestellte extended, was it?
No,
Yeah.
turn down, turn down.
Turned,
Down.
it's not down, turned up.
Turned
Oh,
up.
turned up, turned up.
Off.
Because
Like-
they're
like
running
when
through
it's-
the rain. Yeah.
Thank
Like
you.
when it's
Thank
cold,
you.
you bring up your
Your
collar.
colors.
Thank you.
Put
You
your
know,
collar up.
Mina, I looked for that translation, but I couldn't find the translation in your older messages that you had sent to us about this.
Okay, I will send it once again.
Thank
I will
you.
send it once again to all of you, okay?
Good talk.
Thank you.
Okay. Morty?
Yes, I found it interesting that the girl Bella, when she was little, takes pleasure in the rain soaking the sukkah and soaking up the men,
Yeah,
like taking
that'll keep those
the
men
humma, taking
Let them suffer.
vengeance on
Yeah.
the men
Right.
for not allowing the women
Yeah.
to be in the sukkah. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, it is.
Maurice?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but the the Center for Yiddish Film that stored a lot of old Yiddish films, and there was one where they showed the sukkah being built and the women serving the men and then leaving, and one of the kids says, "Why can't the women eat with the men?" And I don't remember whether there was a response, and I can't remember the name of the film. It's killing me. But
There used to be I used to be able to get to a website, and it was something Cinematique. But there's only a couple of films these days. There is a Facebook site.
There's a center that has specialized in restoring old Yiddish film. We in the Vinkl have seen.
But are they available?
But I think they've done about a dozen of them, and I can't remember what it was called.
It will come to you, Maurice. It will come to you.
You're talking about the National Center for Jewish Film in Brandeis
Right,
University?
National Center for Jewish Film, and they've done, I think, like 20 or I don't know how many, but anyway.
Okay, Marsha?
Yes, Morty, could you please differentiate between davening and benching?
Yes, davening refers in general to the act of prayer, like for example, Shabbat in the morning, you go davening, or Yom Kippur, you go davening. When you do benching, that is specifically you're doing one blessing. Normally, benching, when you say we're going to bench, it refers to Birkat Hamazon, which you do after meals. But benching in general refers to saying any kind of bracha. And benching comes from, interestingly, from the Latin.
Bendecir.
Benedire, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to say, I think it was in this group that we read about a Seder, a Pesach Seder, where the women were not in the at the table of the Seder either. They were eating separately.
Yeah, that was with the IJ's singer.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the singer, it was a Sabbath. It was a Sabbath.
So it's the same situation as what we read.
Yeah, the women do the cooking, but then they can't, they're the last ones to eat.
Sorry, the cooking and the serving. Don't forget.
And the serving. Unless they have servants.
Yeah, Barbara tells me by chat that the movie that I'm thinking of was Mamalud. So if you can get a hold of it, you can see that scene.
It was Mama Lou or Mama New?
Mamalud. Mamele. Mamalud.
Okay. I'll look for it.
I think so.
Okay,
I
all right.
I found it. I'll put the link in the chat.
Okay.
Okay. Bob?
I think the for Bella Chagall, the rain was proof that there is a God.
Yeah. That's good. Okay, Louisa?
Yeah, you know, when I was growing up, not in a religious environment at all, so my Jewish education was a very secular. So in many cases, I didn't really even know about a lot of these rules and regulations that have to do with the religious world, so to speak, because our world was, of course, learning Yiddish and Hebrew, but so far away from the tradition. And as I grew older, I even, for example, during my participation in Torah class, you know, and rereading Torah, for example, I remember the women in the Torah class here at Beth Israel, for example, saying, well, where was Miriam, for example, talking about Moses and Miriam in the Torah and this and that. And once I said, they were making coffee, you know, the women were making coffee. And people started laughing. And then, you know, this is not about the different groups that are more religious or more observant or less observant, but it seems to me that either women in that world learned to accept it, and sometimes maybe they were relieved from a lot of the benching and all the things that the men were supposed to do, or whether they resented them. I just don't know. And I wonder how we think about that in modern times, because the religious women today, what is their attitude? Are they happy that they don't have to go through all that stuff? Or some resent it because they really are not participating at all, and all they're doing is the cooking and the serving, just like in the Arab environments today, where there are lots of women who are just there serving and eat the leftovers when they're cold.
Okay, Marty, what?
Yeah, I don't know what the origins of these rules are, but what I can tell you is that according to Halacha, and this is where this comes from, the mitzvot are two kinds of mitzvot. There are mitzvot that have to be done within a certain time period, and there are others that have no time limit, can be done at any time. So any mitzvah that has a time limit is not obliged for women. Now, mitzvot are obliged only for those who are obliged to do them. So, for example, there are time limits on when you have to say the Shema Israel in the morning, up until 1/3 of the day. That doesn't apply to women because it has a time limit. In general, women are not obliged to do those mitzvot, and therefore they can be, to use a word that comes to my mind, they are removed from that obligation, and by being removed from that obligation, they're not incorporated into the process of the family doing them. I don't know if that's clear or not, but that's the way.
Wasn't that because women were taking care of the children and they would, they had to be, you know, they couldn't do both things at the same time.
Yes.
For whatever reason, for whatever reason. Yeah.
May I say
something? Thank you, Marty, for clearing it. Sandra, yes, and then
Yes.
Elaine.
I'd like to say a couple of things. I grew up in an Orthodox home. The women participated in everything. We sat in the sukkah. We had guests, women and men, who came into the sukkah. Everyone for hamotzi, everyone benched. But and I live an Orthodox life now. We have a sukkah in our backyard. The women are engaged in everything, just the way the men are. I think that listen, I grew up in the 40s and the 50s. I was married in 1956. I'm an old woman already. I went to college in St. Louis. I went to Washington View. all the women in my family who were all Orthodox, everyone participated. We went to shul, we davened, and we were included.
Yeah, but there's different versions of Orthodox. I mean, there's so many gradations that you can talk to two Orthodox people, families, and they can be completely different.
But we were not Hasidim. The Hasidim work their families a little bit differently, and one has to be tolerant of all of everyone. We have to love all of our people.
Oh, I agree.
And
I agree too.
One observes as they're free to do so.
Thank you, Sandra. Thank you. Elaine.
Very nice.
No, I just wanted to share that my mother grew up in an Orthodox home, and it left her with actually very negative feelings. What she told me, I mean, we never had a sukkah when I was growing up, but my husband and I did because we just decided we wanted to do this, and we embraced many of the. Although my home was the home was kosher, and my mother lit candles every Friday night, and there were certain things she didn't do on Shabbos. But I suspect things like doing the laundry, she didn't do that because she would have had to hang the laundry out on the line, and then the neighbors would see that she was doing laundry on Shabbos. I don't think it was because she was so observant. But anyway, what I'm saying is, I remember her telling me that when she was growing up, they put a sukkah on their fire escape. They lived on the Lower East Side. They put a sukkah, and the sukkah was big enough for one person. Mm-hmm. So that one person was my grandfather. Right. And my grandmother used to run. The fire escape was off in the window of the bedroom. So my grandmother would have to run from the kitchen to the fire escape to serve my grandfather so he could eat there. And it just left very, very bad memories of, and that was not necessarily a halachic thing. That was just circumstances. And I have a feeling that in a lot of the cases where people have these very negative experiences, it's really circumstances, and it's not really Jewish law,
Right.
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 Thanks, Elaine. Louisa?
Yeah, I wanted to say that I once spoke with one of the Chabad rabbis years ago, and he was saying that actually the original Jewish tradition was not at all negative about women, quite the contrary, that women were very powerful and so forth. And I wanted to add that all the halakha was created during the Babylonian exile. The rabbinic period was the one that came up with all the halakha in principle. So that was way, way after the Torah was written and the Tanakh was completed. And so we're talking about different Judaisms or different periods. Of course, we know how diverse Judaism practices and beliefs are. And I wanted to add that in my family's experience, my mother told me growing up, having been born in Lviv, what is now called Lviv, she was from Lvov, right, which was then part of Poland. And she used to tell me about her grandfather that was so strict that the children hated going to his house because he was a tzaddik and he was terribly strict. And then after the war, my parents completely abandoned all of that. But even before the war, because of a reaction to that strict environment in Poland, at least, that's where all the youth became part of the Zionist youth movements. And my mother learned Hebrew and at the Tarbut school in Poland. And I'm going to say that the reaction against all that was what fueled Zionism and the secular Zionism that eventually built the state of Israel. And that was before the war. But after the war, in my house, it was total denial because of what my parents went through, the loss of the family, and all they did was once a year go to the temple just to say Kaddish for their parents. That was the only thing that they did. So just to illustrate where each family is coming from, which
Right.
everybody comes from a different place.
Right.
Okay, I see that this story got a lot of, a lot of discussion, a lot of things that we are relating to, so that's good.
Wonderful.
So we will finish it. We still have half a page to finish it, and I will send you another story by Sholem Aleichem in which he pokes fun at Shund literature. It's hilarious, really. And I will also send you the book in English, the same one, the Benedict Lichter. I will send you the book in English to all of you.
Thank you.
I think that we are done for today. Have a nice Chol HaMoed, and we will see you again next week.
גמר חתימה טובה.
גמר חתימה טובה.
גמר חתימה טובה.
תודה רבה.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you all.
Thank you all.